And finally, new rule. Someone has to tell me why we love taking the piss out of lawyers with lawyer jokes, but not doctors. Two lawyers are standing on the curb. They see a gorgeous woman crossing the street. One says, "Boy, I'd like to fuck her." And the other one says, "Yeah, out of what?" But never doctors. And yet, doctors killed Mathew Perry. Just like they killed Michael Jackson, Prince, Tom Petty, Elvis Presley. Doctors have killed more rock stars than twin-engine planes. It's okay, you can. I give you permission. The medical industrial complex says there are just a few, these are just a few bad apples, but are they? From 2006 to 2019, over 145 billion oxy and hydrocodone pills were prescribed, resulting in over 210,000 overdose deaths, and they weren't prescribed by the opiate fairy. Seriously, could you be any more irresponsible? Fentanyl is a drug 50 times stronger than heroin that no one heard of 10 years ago, and now it's killing thousands of people who probably started on oxy first. I've been railing against the Western medicine approach to healing for a very long time, and a lot of people hate me for it. They hate me for being honest about obesity, for questioning how we handled COVID, for lots of stuff. Because it turns out medicine is a lot like religion. It has to do with your mortality, so it's super scary, and people just want to believe in some kind of priesthood who tells you they know what you couldn't possibly know, and only they can keep you safe. But if doctors really were so infallible, then why are there so many TV shows about an eccentric genius doctor constantly proving that all the other doctors are idiots? Did you know that only 2 countries in the whole world allow prescription pharmaceuticals to be advertised on TV? One of those countries is us, where over $1 billion a month is spent on ads that have 3 recurring messages. 1, no one in America can piss or shit except when they least expect it. Absolutely. 2, active old people love tennis and fucking. And 3, there's no problem you can't fix with a pill. Even if your problem is you take too many pills, we have a solution to that, another pill. We're so numb to drug ads, we don't even question the logic of, ask your doctor if it's right for you. How incompetent is my doctor if I have to let him know that the best remedy for what ails me is a drug he didn't even think of? What else doesn't he know? I'm starting to wonder if there's really no better way to check for cancer than through my ass. Mathew Perry asked his doctor, is ketamine right for me? And his licensed and trained legitimate doctor texted another doctor and wrote, I wonder how much this moron will pay. Let's find out. Apparently, the Hippocratic Oath now means first do no harm to your bank account. Sometimes it takes a village to kill an addict. Mathew and I weren't super close, but he was enough of a friend and enough of a good guy to make me very angry when I read about all the enablers. I mean, done in by your assistant? To a celebrity, that's the cruelest blow of all. Mathew's last rehab was at a pricey clinic in Switzerland where, instead of weaning him off the drugs he was on, which is how we naively assume rehab works, they simply gave him a different drug, which accomplished the goal, if the goal was getting Mathew Perry addicted to a new drug. It's like if he had stopped by the firehouse and they set him on fire. I'm not a doctor. Again, just a comedian who couldn't possibly know what they know. But here's the thought. If the world's single most famous living drug addict, the one who had just written a book with the phrase, "the big terrible thing" in the title, the guy who more than anyone on earth came pre-advertised to be weak to the allure of drugs, if that guy comes to you for help, maybe don't give him more drugs. Ketamine clinics are now a growth industry. There's over 500 just in America. It's what always happens with Western medicine. The insistence on pretending that their respectable drugs aren't the same as street drugs. But they are. One is paid by insurance and gets you into rehab. One isn't, and you go to jail. But Oxy is heroin, Adderall is meth, and Ritalin is cocaine for kids. Ketamine was an illegal club drug in the 70s, but then it got approved as an anesthetic by the FDA, the same folks who brought you the opioid crisis. What could go wrong? There was a hit song in the 80s called "I Want a New Drug." Who doesn't? Life can be tough. People have been arguing forever about what the real gateway drug is. It's whatever is the first one you do. Beer, pot, or with kids today, the pharmaceutical shit their own parents and teachers put them on. Parents, teachers, and doctors. Drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, food that tastes great but slowly kills you. Everybody needs to know going in that when it comes to resisting anything that makes a profit in America, you're on your own. And now there are companies like Mind Bloom, which prescribe ketamine after a virtual appointment with one of their doctors, and they had advertised right on Reddit and TikTok.
It's an at-home ketamine therapy, which, yes, that's a psychedelic medicine. You have your journal, you have a sleep mask, your blood pressure monitor. There is your prescribed medication.
Sleep mask, horse tranquilizer, same diff. It's all in the kit. This is the exciting new frontier in American medicine. Doctors prescribing dangerous substances to patients they've never met over Zoom. It all makes me kind of nostalgic for the days when your drug dealer was someone you actually knew. Someone in your college dorm like, well, me. That is pot in my hand. Yes, I know something about addiction because I smoked cigarettes for 20 years. That's an addiction. When the drug tells you when to do it, yeah. I'm not addicted to pot because pot never does that, and I've never been an everyday smoker. And to those wise asses always asking me if I get high before the show, the answer is no. Well, not right before.